Hello, this is chapter 7 of Junebug. It's starting on chapter 6 of Junebug, starting on page 47. Remember at the end of chapter 5, Junebug said she hugs both of us goodbye, she being Miss Robinson, and walks out to her car. She, Miss Robinson, can drive away, but we have to linger behind. So she left the library. After Miss Swanson kind of ended things. So chapter 6 begins. Next afternoon, we're drinking the Kool-Aid, red again, and Aunt Jolita's sitting on the sofa watching soap operas on TV. She told Mama she'd watch us. Why don't you two go on outside, she says. I guess she watched us already. An ad comes on. Aunt Jolita grabs the remote and flicks to another channel. Go on, I said, out. She never even looked at us. Isn't this our apartment, mine and Tasha's? It sure ain't hers. She doesn't even help out with the rent. Slowly, we go down the stairs, out in front of the building. The sun is bright and warm again. Summer's coming for sure. And that means my birthday is coming too. Maybe I could drink some shrinking potion, but who has some? I see Darnell out front. He looks around, then wanders over to us. Junebug, he says. Darnell, I say back. Your Aunt Jolita home for once? Yeah, I say. Send Tasha on up. You have to come with me. Where at? Never mind that. Tasha, you go on upstairs. Go on. Seems like nobody wants her around today. She looks at me for help, but it seems like I have to go with Darnell. Tasha drags herself back toward the doors, looking pitiful. She's good at it, too. I almost go after her. Come on, says Darnell. She'll be fine. Nobody's going to mess with Tasha. You can't watch her every minute anyway. He starts walking toward the empty lot next to our building. Burned out cars sit in the lot with no tires on them, riding on rims. Weeds poke up all over the place. There's a shopping cart somebody pushed all the way from downtown. No grocery stores near here, that's for sure. Junebug, someone yells. I turn around and see Robert waving at me from the sidewalk. He's holding up a basketball and pointing at it. That kid's got one thing on the brain. Come on, he yells, get over here. I can't, I yell back, I gotta go. I turn around and chase after Darnell. Where are we going? I ask, running to keep up. We climb through a hole in the rusty wire fence. We're standing on the old railroad tracks. The empty gun factory is rising up on one side of us. The project's rising up on the other. Junebug, Darnell says, you ask too many questions. He walks in the big railroad ties lying crosswise. He steps over the stones in between. I know, I said, that's just my nature. Darnell gives a laugh and keeps on walking. How old are you? He asks. 9. Yeah, that's what I thought. Today you're getting an early birthday present. It's okay, Darnell. I don't need any present. Don't need a birthday either. What are you talking about? I ain't turning 10. Oh, yes, you are. You got it wrong. Just pass me the shrinking medicine. Junebug, you are one crazy kid. We walk on down the tracks, on and on. Old beat-up factories on both sides. A nasty stray cat stares at us, then ducks down in the weeds. I've never been this far before. Darnell, I stop walking. Where are we going? Not too much farther. I got something to show you. Yeah, well, you can show me right here. No, I can't. It ain't in my pocket. He's walking faster now, and I have to run to keep up. Darnell's got long legs. I guess they go with his big feet. Pretty soon, we come to a bridge where a road crosses over the tracks. Darnell climbs up the bank. Come on, he says. I follow up. The loose dirt crumbles and rattles downhill under my sneaker treads as I scramble up beside him. We sit all huddled up under the bridge. Nobody can see us. So? I ask. I don't get it. Look at this, says Darnell. He lies down flat and wriggles his shoulders and his butt sideways through a narrow hole, like a letter going through a slot. Think about that simile. He means like in a mailbox, like a letter going through a slot. He disappears under there. Come on, he calls out to me. Here goes nothing, I think, as I wriggle and squirm in too. Darnell's got a flashlight on so I can see, or I would have been scared. It looks like a cave carved out of dirt, a hideout, but you can't sit up. The roof's not high enough. I hope there aren't rats. I do not like meeting rats. Are we into the road, I ask? Yeah. Did you make this? Nope, somebody showed it to me once, like I'm showing you. This is a secret, Junebug. You can't tell anybody. Not the reading teacher, not Tasha, nobody. Yeah, okay. I nod my head, but I have a sick feeling in my stomach, the one I get when I think about Trevor and his gun. And I feel some big questions coming on. Why was Darnell standing by the fence yesterday looking sad? And why does a fine boy like Darnell have to be lying in the dirt in the first place? Darnell, why are you showing me this? My voice is shaking a little. I think I already know the answer, but I just want to make sure. Because I'm going away, that's why. You're going to have to get someone else to help you out when you get trapped in the library. He smiles at me, but I can't smile back. Darnell, going away? I have tears in my throat, tears everywhere. Why are you going? I ask, my voice sounding croaky. I gotta go, you know that. What am I gonna do, stay here? Darnell slides his hands into his pocket and pulls, next page, top of 52, out a big bunch of money. I've never seen so much money. Looks as if Darnell turned himself into a bank. I ain't coming back, Junebug. Where'd you get that money from, Darnell? Never mind. From a store? I ask. I don't want Darnell to be a robber. He laughs a little. It's not from a store. Okay. I believe him, but from where then? I have to find out. I've been saving it up. Plus, I ran some errands for somebody. What happened to that gold chain you had? Sold it. Thinking now about the gold chain Darnell had, about the man in the Mercedes. Who'd you do errands for, that man from yesterday? I ask. He puts his money back in his pocket. You got to know everything, don't you? Yeah, him, he says. And he pulls out a card. It says State of Connecticut driver's license across the top. Picture of Darnell on it too, but not his name. So I can get a decent job. It says I'm 18. You're only 15. I know, but you got to be 18 for the good jobs. You mean you're not going to school anymore? I can't, Junebug. Not right now. This is like a war living here. Pretty soon they're going to come after you. And then you have to take sides for your own protection. Once you sign on, you're in the war. So Darnell is talking of sort of pressure in this community for these boys once they turn 10 to join a gang. That's what he's speaking about when he references a war that he's trying to get himself out of. He says, once you sign on, you're in the war. And Junebug says, no way, I'm not going to. Toward the top of 23, where Darnell says back, yes, you will. What choice do you have? This is a real live war, but it ain't on TV. Nobody's winning it either. We're just fighting ourselves. I think about this for a minute. Does Trevor have a gun? I ask Trevor. Darnell gives a short laugh. Yeah. I lay my head down in the dirt. It's cool and grainy on my cheek. It doesn't feel so bad after all. That money's my ticket to freedom, Junebug. You have to buy your way out of here. No Harriet Tubman's going to come down and lead you by the hand. I close my eyes. I see a map, but the map's all blank. No directions, nowhere to go. I open my eyes and draw a big X in the dirt. Know what I call the project? I ask. What? Never Neverland. Darnell laughs. Then he says, you ever get in trouble or someone's looking for you, you can hide here. Nobody can find this place. He shines the flashlight around inside. He's got a pile of comic books and some cans and a couple of plastic bags to lie on, top of page 54. All of a sudden, I can feel Darnell leaving me. I close my eyes again, all dizzy. It hurts so bad. Darnell is the closest I've got to a father. Junebug, he says, yeah? Don't tell anybody you saw me today. I won't. Of course I won't. What does he think I am? I frown at him. Is this my present? I ask. Yeah, thanks. Now you get out of here, he says. You get on back to your babysitting job. I start to squirm sideways out of the hole. And Junebug? Yeah? I stop and look back at him. Your Aunt Jolita, she's hanging out with a bad crowd. Her friends are into all kinds of stuff, stealing and drugs. So you be careful. Yeah, okay. Bye, Darnell, I say in a sad, small voice. I climb out of the hole and slide down the embankment. I start back along the tracks by myself. Without Darnell around, I feel as if I've lost my way already. I knew before he was always there to keep me safe, not anymore. Now I have to keep myself safe. Tears are sliding all over my face. I think about Trevor and his gun and Jolita's nasty friends. It's too much. My nose is running and I wipe it with the back of my hand. I just walk on, my feet leading the way, leading back to Auburn Street where I don't want to go. Maybe Mama should take that job with the old people and we should leave too. Maybe. Go to a school where I don't know anybody and Tasha doesn't either. What if the job doesn't work out? Maybe we'll be homeless. I know kids who are homeless, living out of cars and motels and stuff. Right in the middle of page 55. I stumble on. I'm not looking at the tracks, not seeing anything around me. Instead, I hear the seagulls hollering overhead and the sails snapping in the breeze. My boat rocks up over the waves like a freed horse galloping. Cool salt spray settles on my arms and face. I readjust my hat with the gold braid. Captain McLean is holding that sail tight, riding the waves, heading for the West Indies, wherever they may be. That night, somebody knocks on the door real loud about 9 o'clock. I've just gotten into bed when I hear it. Aunt Jolita's all dolled up, ready to go out. She opens the door. I peek out of my bedroom. A man is standing there in a fancy suit, felt hat, holding leather gloves, looking like Eddie Murphy when he wears a tuxedo. The man steps inside without being asked. Top of 56. Two men wait behind him in the doorway. Hello, the man says to Jolita. Mama rushes out of her bedroom. Who said you could come in? She asks, is Junebug here? The man asks, turning his dark glasses one way, then the other, like he's radar scanning for me. I don't want Mama to have to lie about me, so I come on right on out of my room. The man sees me. You know Darnell? He asks. Yeah, I say in a babyish voice. You see Darnell today? Nope, I shake my head. Listen, if you see him, I want you to come tell me right away. I've got some money for you. He's got something of mine, I need it back, you understand? He lifts up his dark glasses and stares right at me. Yeah, I say, okay. My heart starts beating faster. Darnell took some of that big pile of money from this guy, but the guy must have owed it to him. Darnell would never take something he shouldn't. Friends with Trevor? The man asks suddenly. Trevor? I ask, trying to act confused. Yeah, a little. I feel like he's taken an x-ray of me, of my insides, and he's going to take that little x-ray with him to use later on. I hope he doesn't see my heart beating like a crazy drum inside me. Then he puts on his dark glasses and flaps his glove at the other two men, and they all leave. You're not going out with him, are you? Mama asks Jolita. Why don't you stay out of my business? You're already running my life for me enough as it is, Jolita says. About a minute later, Jolita leaves too, closing the door hard behind her. Not slamming it, but almost. Mama and I sit on the sofa. Mama looks real tired. Why are they looking for Darnell? She asks. I don't know. Yes, you do, she says. Don't lie to me, Junior. Darnell's leaving. He's not coming back. Does his mother know? I shrug, holding out my open hands. Mama nods and then lays her head back against the couch as if it got too heavy to hold up. Don't you ever take money from that man, you hear me? I won't. She's told me this 100 times already, but isn't money the ticket to freedom? Isn't that how you book a flight out of Never Never Land, Mama? What? She rolls her head sideways to see me. Are we gonna be moving? You mean, am I gonna take that new job? Yeah. I don't know. Seems like I'm barely managing the job I got, Mama says, her hands lying limp in her lap. I get shivery and scared sitting there looking at her floppy hands. Hands aren't supposed to look like that. They look a lot better when they're busy doing things instead of lying around like a caught fish. How come Jolita doesn't help more, I ask. Mama sighs and gives a tiny shrug, I guess, too tired to lift her shoulders up high. I guess she doesn't know how. This isn't much of an answer, but I don't dare ask again. I hurry back to bed and climb under the covers. I can't stop thinking. I hope Mama isn't giving up. She can't, or else what's going to happen to me and Tasha? I lie there, staring at the dark ceiling. I hear Mama moving around, slowly putting stuff away, straightening up before she goes to bed.